But there was more Teamster action this week, and that was with Yellow Freight. And
Teamster action?
Yeah.
What are you trying to film now, bro?
Hey, man.
What are you?
Well, and we've got our boy. Shout out to Luis Feliz Leon from Labor Notes. We featured him in that last article. He co-wrote that. Here's he's also been following this Teamster story with Yellow Freight Corp. And I don't know if you've seen this video. This is a 1-minute video that's been going around, and
I have,
about the pensions at Yellow Corp, which they say are not being lost but are no longer accruing. All right, that Yellow recently failed to fulfill their financial obligations regarding its pension payments, and is on the verge of bankruptcy. And they're going to be filing Chapter 7, I believe, as early as Monday. But I'm going to play this video, and it's really...
You gotta do shit again. Nobody tell me.
Wait, hold on.
yeah, this guy went 30 years and they took his pension, right?
Yep.
Now we gotta do this shit again.
Hey, look at chest.
Nobody tell me. Nobody tell me.
30 years.
That's
That's your motherfucking buddy. Tell them.
I mean, 30-something motherfucking years. Yeah, I agree too. 30-something fucking years. You tell me I ain't got no money.
30 years, dog.
Nobody tell me to calm my ass down. Fuck everybody tell me to calm down. God damn it.
Yeah. Fuck everybody.
yeah, dude. Don't tell anyone to calm that man down. Fucking
Fuck that shit, man.
So this is what I was
Fuck
saying.
that
fuck
shit.
that shit. Fuck you.
Anytime the government,
Analyze that shit.
anytime the government bails out a corporation or gives some
Fucking job. It ain't you. It's these motherfuckers right here.
Yeah, it ain't you.
I mean, I'm
That's
surprised
right.
that didn't just turn into.
It ain't you. Well,
Surprised that didn't turn into.
Fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah, here. Somebody says, community notes neglects to mention that when Yellow Corp is finalized in bankruptcy, there's a huge chance of pensions being lost, but execs and higher-ups are getting their money and their assets. So in essence, yes, they are losing their pensions, and this sucks so hard. Misty is saying that it's disgusting and asking RBN, hey, can we try to find this guy or someone who works here for their...
What's that community note? Read that community note.
Yeah, oh, it's terrible. It's from the Hill. Look,
Pensions at Yellow Court are not being lost. I know. It's from the Hill. But are no longer accruing. Yellow Corp recently failed to fulfill their financial obligations regarding its pensions payment. So they're no longer putting money into their pension. So therefore, they don't have a fucking pension, the Hill. What are you doing?
Well, they still do. The money that was already there is still there. But on top of that, so now you've got the Teamsters, which are now stopping. They stop Yellow's attempt to thwart a strike over delinquent benefits contributions. So the U.S. District Court of Kansas ruled today against Yellow Corp, denying the company's request for an injunction to stop the Teamsters from striking. So Teamsters were saying, if you don't put money into this account, if you don't continue to put it in, we're going to strike.
Yeah, it's
because what's going to end up happening is that the bank is going to end up seizing the account because you're not continuing to make payments on the account. So Yellow thought they could scheme the system, but the law was on the side of the workers against Sean O'Brien. So company has 2 more days to fulfill its obligations or we will strike. Teamsters at Yellow were furious and ready to act. Strong language. So what happened? Well, about 3 hours ago, now about 4 hours ago, I saw this from Luis. Strike averted at YRC Freight and Holland. The Central States,
of course it is,
and Health and Welfare Fund agreed Sunday to extend healthcare benefits for workers at Yellow Corp, operating companies YRC Freight and Holland, under intense pressure from Teamsters President Sean O'Brien and General Secretary Fred Zuckerman. Good. The extension of healthcare benefits for Teamsters and their families averts a strike at the freight companies, which could have begun on Monday after Yellow failed to make contractually obligated benefit payments of $50 million to Central States on July 15th. Now, here's the thing. The agreement by Central States at the urging of the Teamsters gives Yellow 30 days to pay its bills with the understanding the company will do so within the next 2 weeks. That's only kicking the can down the road, guys.
If. Right.
But they may declare bankruptcy and blow this whole thing out. The intense
Not.
discussions, right?
But also, this is the only thing this is the only part of the deal you want. Dude, I'd strike for everything else anyway.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is not your one thing.
Right. The intense discussions between Teamsters leadership and Central States successfully convinced fund trustees to reverse their previous decision that healthcare benefits would end on July 23rd if Yellow remained delinquent. O'Brien subsequently ordered the Teamsters National Freight Industry Negotiating Committee to meet in person with Yellow representatives on Sunday evening. Meetings will take place in D.C. to review the state of the company and the current contract. So now,
and guess who won't show up?
Joe Biden? Anybody from the Biden administration?
Anybody from the yellow, like,
well,
you know what I mean?
I think Yellow wants to stop the workers from striking, so they are going to be there. The reversal by Central States will keep healthcare benefits paid. So Central States is basically fronting this. Yellow better show up, or Central States is going to end them as a company right now. That's effectively what they're saying. So what they're saying is, as the Teamsters and them sit down, right, all right, they're going to keep benefits. Our members at YRC Freight and Holland cannot work without health care, and the Teamsters work tirelessly to ensure an immediate strike at Yellow could be averted. Right? So these discussions were not easy, but Central States has made meaningful movement under pressure from the union. So now, instead of getting the $50 million from Yellow, now this Central States has to provide health care to all the drivers as Yellow goes bust. Right? But Teamsters at Yellow simply work too hard and have already given so much. We are seeking a real resolution, but to let this solution today serve as a profound reminder that our members can only endure so many sacrifices. Yeah. Well, we'll see where this goes. And I mean, this Central States Health and Welfare Fund cannot continue to fund workers. So somewhere Yellow is going to have to come up with some kind of bridge new financing that will cover the workers and keep them going, or they'll have to, I don't know what. They'll have to go Chapter 7 and someone will buy it out and close the pension fund. And that's what everybody wants to get their hands on. That's cash. Their pension fund has a ton of money because it was actually funding all of their employees, their retirees. But I'm glad that they've averted a strike temporarily because the workers still do need to work. I don't know how much of a strike fund they had. Props to Sean O'Brien for once again stepping up. And let me tell you, that guy has been all over the place. His handle is at Teamsters SOB. So if you look him up and give him a follow at Teamster SOB, that's Sean O'Brien. Give him a follow. But he's been all over the place. So if I look at that, we should talk about that too. Yeah.
Stop working with that lady.
I am not a fan of them allowing AOC to grandstand. Yeah. Knucklehead. This would have been avoided if the Teamsters and Sean O'Brien didn't act so reckless and immature with 30,000 jobs by stopping Yellow from completing their one Yellow strategy. Well, here you go. Tomei, here's from
their
Truth
husband
Out.
About a puppy.
Right? What about a puppy? No, I wanted to show that he's kind of been all over the place.
You don't read.
What about a puppy? No,
pause. Back down, Ryan Riker.
Okay.
During the call, Tomei compared the negotiations to a disagreement she had with her husband about a puppy.
Ooh. Yeah, that's bad.
Did we rub her nose in it?
With her $19 million salary, or $19 million comp package, with $11.3 billion in profits. last year. Garbage. Okay.
Yep.
Are you willing? Why are you willing to sacrifice 22,000 members? Well, some people are calling him out about the yellow deal.
Sure.
You can see that. But
And why are they calling him out? What's the overall consensus?
well, that they were going to be striking, and now he's stopped them from striking
Not
by getting them health care. But their company is still in deep trouble. And
But is that everything they wanted? Like, what was their demands?
they have a list.
If that was your only demand was the healthcare, this is nothing. Like, I'm sure you wanted your minimum wage to be increased. I'm sure you wanted like better conditions and air conditioning in your vehicles and like and they're throwing this healthcare thing at you. Right.
Well, let's take a closer look at what people are saying about him. Unions still killing America. All right. Anyone know what Brotherhood? All right. That's Teamsters Canada. I bet No Labels doesn't support the unions. Right. But there were a couple of people there that I saw. So true if you agree to a 2-week extension. I want to know, so why, if it's not in good faith, when UPS fuck us over every day? Right. Looks like Teamsters for the win. Your company intimidation techniques failed in case you wanted an update. Did they? Yeah, please don't have AOC on anything.
They didn't get what they want. Yeah.
You know, yesterday, again, he visited a local 728 in Atlanta. He is all over the place. Like that, to me, like he's meeting with Teamsters. He is a voice and a champion for the Teamsters, and he is putting out specific messaging on behalf of the workers and the people he represents. Yes, I do think he is.
I don't. If he's going to meet up with AOC and kill strikes that are actually happening.
Yes, I
agree.
agree
might need
with
to
that.
rethink that. Like
having her on and going on MSNBC is bad. Yes, I agree.
And I'm sure that's not the only Democrat he's willing to cater to get any more power.
Right. If Yellow files bankruptcy, there will be nothing to strike for. If you're doing that,
you don't understand what's happening.
Here. Teamster, Sean O'Brien needs to find them good union jobs when Yellow goes down. Teamsters need to take care of Teamsters. Reach out to each other. We're helping out Yellow friends best we can. Yes.
Right. And if they're already going to lose I'd say continue to strike.
They haven't started to strike.
At least that allows you to that's what I'm saying. But they've already called it off. Essentially, to get some health care. But I'm sure that wasn't the only demand.
No. Definitely not.
So it feels like union leadership is throwing the bargaining chips away when they have the power right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I doubt it.
Well, nobody at these workers, it does not seem that unless they will be getting, look, I saw how much their strike fund is going to pay them. It's like $500 a week if you're a full timer, or $250 a week if you're a part timer. You can't live on that.
Yeah, but if their jobs aren't even like, they might be going away, right? Like, isn't that what this is saying?
I'm talking even about the UPS guys.
That they might shut down. I'm talking about
the UPS guys even. Right? Like, even strike pay, solidarity strike pay is, yes, and we support UPS workers. But understand that some of these workers, they're not in a position where they're already living paycheck to paycheck. They can't afford strike fund pay.
Where's the Teamster war chest?
That's what the strike fund is. You get $500 a week. That's what the war chest is.
Where is it?
What do you mean?
I'm saying, like, they don't. I'm betting Teamsters have quite a bit more funding than that. How many how many Democratic dinners have they done to get cash?
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm saying. Like, why are you not spending that right now? If 500 isn't enough to keep these people running, then give them more.
Obviously,
I don't know.
they probably can't afford to, but I don't know. Yeah, here, I sent a letter with nearly 200 colleagues in the Senate and House with a simple message. Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, they're boned.
Yep. We know what happens now. Bullshit. Gaslighting Bernie. I think this helped. No, this did not help. What helped,
No.
double D, whatever nonsense bullshit bot you are, was the pilot saying that they will strike.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Look at all the bots. It's so funny. Right. Isn't this a bot account? Maybe. All right. So solidarity with the workers, solidarity with UPS drivers. I don't want to see anybody have to go out on strike because that means that they will have serious impacts to their income. They could potentially lose their health care. We've seen that happen often, that during the strike, management pulls health care for these guys. You got people that are sick. You got people whose wives and families, I mean, like, here, UPS telling everyone how mean the Teamsters are. We did this one last week. Yep, still funny. So, getting back to the two of us.
You know what my thing with this union stuff, I feel like, is it feels reformist in the same way voting harder feels reformist. You know, like we're supposed to be happy for little crumbs and whatever. Like,
I don't,
you know, like you're trying to reform a system as opposed to taking it over.
Well, no, you're trying to get more out of the people that are, they don't, you know, they will give you as little as they absolutely have to give you. And you have to,
I get that,
do all you can do to make sure that
so
you
stop
get,
accepting it.
Well, the problem is that like life.
Stop accepting the crumbs they give you.
Life and rent.
Bro,
and,
life's going to keep going. Regardless, like, you might as well take the, sacrifice now.
Well,
before it gets worse.
That's, nobody ever wants to actually take the hit. Nobody wants to be in the position
no one wants to start.
Hit.
No one wants to start the general strike either. So, but this is my thing, is that unions in and of themselves are like doing the least amount they can do instead of going full gusto and throwing everything they got at the wall. Like, it's wartime. Like, they've been at war. It's time to start fighting back, not, I don't know. Again, reformist, it feels like. So
I just want to get these guys.
you know how I feel about
some relief,
stuff like that. I get
some
it.
relief, anything. Like, yes, in a way, but people are desperate, man. It's they've been getting crushed for so long. It's just, they need something. They badly need something right now. And I think that there is a list for the Teamsters and for the UPS, and I think that they will hopefully follow through and bring UPS to their knees. But that remains to be seen. Stay tuned, and we will certainly have more next weekend, because I'm guessing that by next Sunday, things are going to ramp up and intensify even more.